Welcome to my channel. And today we are going back in time to check out some of the weirdest creatures that ever lived and see what their social media accounts would look like. First up, let's turn our attention to the mighty megalodon. This massive shark grew to lengths of over 20 meters and weighed more than 60 tons. So naturally, it was a pretty big deal in its ecosystem. On social media, it would have been the equivalent of a celebrity chef, a marine biologist, and an action movie star all rolled into one. Its Instagram feed would be filled with shots of it catching prey, flexing its massive jaws, and generally showing off its power. Now, despite its size, the megalodon wasn't actually that ancient. It lived from about 23 to 3.6 million years ago, which means it could have easily been active on social media platforms that we know today. In fact, let's say that it had a Twitter account. We can imagine that its tweets would be a mix of braggadocious boasts and threats to other sea creatures. Megalodon here, king of the ocean. Feel free to challenge me, little fish. You know who you are. I see you lurking in the coral reefs. Come on out. Come out wherever you are. I dare you. But the megalodon wasn't just a bully. It also had a playful side, and we can imagine it posting funny memes and videos on TikTok as well. One video that it might post is a sped-up version of itself chasing down a school of fish, set to the tune of some dramatic movie music. Or maybe it would do a voiceover of a classic horror movie scene, like the shower scene from Psycho, but with footage of itself swimming menacingly through the water. And then there's its Snapchat account. It's fun. The megalodon would use this platform to share more personal aspects of its life, like when it was feeling particularly hungry, or when it was just chilling out in the water. We can imagine it posting a snap of its massive teeth with the caption, "Ready to chomp." Or maybe it would share a video of itself swimming through the ocean with the caption, "Just another day at the office." But no matter which platform you found the megalodon on, one thing was for sure. It was always a thrill to see what this magnificent creature would post next. Next up, let's take a look at the Stegosaurus. Unlike the megalodon, the Stegosaurus was a herbivore. It was a slow-moving plant eater that used its tail for defense and its plates for, well, we're not exactly sure what they were for. But whatever their purpose, the Stegosaurus would have been sure to document them on social media. On Instagram, we can imagine the Stegosaurus sharing photos of itself munching on plants and hanging out with its fellow dinosaurs. Its feed would be full of scenic views of the Jurassic landscape and maybe even some shots of its own reflection in the water. After all, those plates were a striking feature, and the Stegosaurus would have been proud to show them off. But the Stegosaurus wasn't just a passive observer of the world around it. It also had a sassy side and wouldn't be afraid to call out other dinosaurs on their BS. In fact, let's say it had a Twitter account. We can imagine it tweeting snarky comments about the T-Rex, like this one. The T-Rex just tweeted that it's the king of the dinosaurs again. Can someone tell it to stop acting like a baby? It's not cute anymore. But the Stegosaurus also had a softer side and would often post sweet messages about its friends on Twitter. Sometimes it would even throw in a throwback photo to make its followers feel nostalgic. Remember when we were little? Good times, good times. But while the Stegosaurus was active on many social media platforms, it was especially popular on YouTube. It loved making videos about its adventures in the Jurassic Park, and its knowledge of the terrain was unmatched. In fact, many young dinosaurs would follow along with its videos, eager to learn more about the world around them. One of the Stegosaurus's most popular videos was a tour of its favorite plant spots in the park. In the video, it showed off its knowledge of local flora and even shared some tips on which plants were the tastiest and which ones to avoid. Another hit was its video on how to defend yourself against a T-Rex, in which it demonstrated how to use your tail to knock an attacker off balance and escape. Overall, the Stegosaurus was a beloved figure on YouTube, and its fans eagerly awaited each new video that it posted. Finally, let's take a look at the dodo. This flightless bird is a well-known symbol of extinction, and it's easy to see why. It was slow, flightless, and had a taste for human food that led to its downfall. But before its extinction, the dodo would have been a pretty average bird on social media. Its Twitter account would have been filled with mundane posts about its daily life on the island. It would tweet about the weather, complain about the lack of good food, and share funny stories about its failed attempts to fly. One of the dodo's most memorable tweets was this one, which read, "So I tried to fly today, and it didn't go well. I think I need a bigger wingspan." #BirdProblems. But the dodo wasn't just a complainer. It also had a sweet side and would often tweet loving messages to its fellow dodos. It was also a bit of a gossip and would share the latest news from around the island. Like this tweet about a group of humans who had arrived on the island. The humans are back on the island. They brought some delicious food with them. I wonder if they'll share. #Dodonews. But while the dodo was active on many social media platforms, it was especially popular on Instagram. It loved taking photos of its friends and sharing them on its account. Its followers loved seeing these candid shots of the dodos playing, eating, and just hanging out. But the dodo's most famous post was this one, a photo of itself that was taken right before its extinction. The photo was taken by a human who had stumbled upon the dodo and had no idea that it was about to become extinct. The dodo had captioned the photo, "Just another day in paradise." And the irony of that statement did not escape the bird lovers on Instagram. In fact, the photo went viral, and people began to share it as a way to mourn the loss of the dodo. Overall, the dodo was a pretty average bird on social media, but its story serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting endangered species. Who knows what other animals might be lost to extinction in the future? And with that thought in mind, we should appreciate the unique creatures that we have today. Whether it's the mighty megalodon, the sassy stegosaurus, or the sweet dodo. Each animal has something special to offer us, and we should do our best to protect them. Well, that's it for our look at prehistoric animals on social media. But if you liked this video, be sure to check out our other videos on prehistoric creatures. You never know what kind of extinct animals we might cover next. So be sure to subscribe and never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.